same as the gain, and this says this is what I want the output to become. So I want you to grab a hold of the signal at -6, and then I want you to boost that signal all the way up to whatever I set it to. Whether it be 0, I could set it down to below, which would make the volume go down rather than up, but it still will be compressed. All right? So this is where we're having, I think we're not really learning how to use compression because we're relying on these presets. And sometimes these presets don't achieve what we want to achieve. So we have to know how to use the compressor for ourselves rather than relying on the presets. All right, now watch this. I'm going to go ahead and play that vocal.
Don't stop now. Don't stop now. Don't.
All right, now what's going to happen is you're going to see how it's banging. I mean, that thing is already kicking in because that vocal is so loud. All right. So let's say we bring it down here. I'm going to bring it down to -12 and then bring my out to -9. Let's see what happens.
Don't stop now. Don't stop now.
So that's what's called overly compressed. You can hear how the compression kicked in at a low volume and it held the volume down. It actually made the volume go lower. So this would be important if you have a loud passageway in your song or in some kind of vocals and you want to drop it down just a little bit. Okay? So that's how you would do that. And on your Fruity compressor, which has the same things, all you would do is just set the threshold and the gain the same way. Got it? All right, any questions? No, this isn't a stock. This is not a stock compressor at all. We got to be careful because I'm hearing this a lot. I'm hearing no dynamic change in a lot of people's music. Could you use that same technique on drums or sound? Yes, you can use that technique on drums. You can use it on vocals, any audio, because we're in the business of working with audio. It's not really music that we're dealing with. We're dealing with audio. And audio is audio. So, yeah, you could do that on anything. All right? But what I'm hearing on a lot of music, I'm hearing is 0 dynamic range. And when you have 0 dynamic range, there's no change in the music, all right? So the beginning parts, and this is true no matter what kind of music you're making. If you're making, R&B, hip hop, jazz, it doesn't matter. If in the beginning you're playing like a guitar part and you want it to be real soft, right? And it's like a really pretty guitar or something like that, just anything quiet, all right? I'll do like a, I've been pushing this Prova. So if I have a nice little beginning passage of a song, something like that, and I want that to be really quiet, and there's a little string come in and all that stuff, and then my beat drops and it's just bananas. My beat is really hot, right? Well, let me show you how I would use compression in that scenario. Here's how I would use the compression. All right. First of all, it's probably going to be really low, maybe around -18. I don't want to bump that compressor. I don't want to bump the volume up to -1 because it's going to be the same volume as the loud parts on my music, and I really want to have a distinction in the dynamic range. So I would bring my out ceiling down a little bit. All right. Now I'll play something real quick and just record just a little piano part just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. All right, that sucks. Let me do it one more time. And I'll pick a different chords. Okay, good enough. 2, 3, 4, and. All right, good enough. All right, so I'm going to take that as my pattern. And that's going to be my soft passage in the beginning of my so-called song. And I'm going to show you how to use compression correctly. All right, I need to quantize that because I didn't have it set at the right quantization. And I'll do it right now. Cool. Here we go. Play back. Fix my volumes. And what I'm going to do is set my threshold on that compressor. We already saw that it was hitting. Let's play it again if we need to see it one more time. The good thing about FL Studio, it has these lines that shows you where the last volume point was. So I'm going to set the compressor somewhere around 16, negative 16, the threshold. And I'm going to put my out now. Now you can already hear the improvement of the volume, all right? But that's where you guys, and myself included, not trying to point the finger, but when I hear a lot of the tracks out there on YouTube and all these places, that's where it stops. We put the compressor on it and we stop, and we're not really thinking about what we're doing, all right? So, and here's what we really should do in this case. Instead of leaving the ceiling the way it is, because it's just raising the volume, we should. And it's funny how we're just impressed with just wow, or, wow, compression, wow. And once you get past the wow, we have to start getting to the point with as to how we use it, right? And how we should use it on this point is we should bring our out down, because we still want that to be a quiet part, right? Maybe bring it down to -9. Let's hit playback. All right, let's hear without it, without the compression. You hear the difference?